Digestion breaks down food into nutrients for the body to absorb, providing energy and supporting growth and repair. It's a vital process that ensures our bodies can function effectively and stay healthy. These are examples of digestive enzymes. It is based on foodstuffs acted upon. Amylolytic or carbohydrate splitting enzymes consist of salivary amylase or thiolin from the salivary glands, pancreatic amylase from the pancreas, and disaccharides from the goblet cells of the small intestine. Next are proteases or protein splitting enzymes. These enzymes are secreted as zymogens or inactive enzymes. Said enzymes are pepsinogen, active from pepsin, from the gastric glands of the stomach, trypsinogen, active from trypsin, and chymotrypsinogen, active from chymotrypsin, from the pancreas, and peptidases from the pancreas. Third are lipases or fat-splitting enzymes made up of gastric lipase from the stomach and pancreatic lipase from the pancreas. And lastly, nucleases or nucleic acid splitting enzymes, which are ribonuclease and deoxyribonuclease from the pancreas. In the digestion of carbohydrates, the amylases from the mouth and intestine acts on starch, changing it to maltose. Maltase acts on maltose, changing it to glucose. Lactase acts on lactose, breaking it down to glucose and galactose. And lastly, sucrase acts on sucrose to change it into glucose and fructose. In the digestion of protein in the stomach, pepsinogen is activated in the presence of HCl, and pepsin acts on proteins to change them into peptides. In the small intestine, trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen are activated, becoming trypsin and chymotrypsin, which then act on proteins, making them peptides. Peptidases then turn the peptides into amino acids.
Lipid digestion, on the other hand, gastric lipase in the stomach acts emulsified fats, changing these to fatty acids and glycerol. Then bile in the small intestine emulsifies fats. Lipase acts on emulsified fats, converting them to fatty acids and glycerol. In nucleic acid digestion in the small intestine, nucleases convert nucleic acid to nucleotides. These are the way our body absorbs the product of digestion. In transport mechanism across a membrane, we have diffusion, osmosis, dialysis, pre-diffusion, drug solvent, and filtration. Carrier-mediated transport include facilitated diffusion and active transport. And last, in bulk transport consists of phagocytosis, pinocytosis, and amniocytosis or exocytosis.
Galactose and glucose are resolved by facilitated diffusions. It requires the presence of high concentrations of external sodium ions. Then binds to the carrier molecule, sodium also binds, and sodium moves inward along its concentration gradient, dragging glucose with it. While fructose doesn't require sodium and is transported passively. Active transport is used to absorb amino acid, whereas secondary transport is used to absorb dipeptides and tripeptides along hydrogen ions. After that, they are converted by the enterocyte into amino acid and released into bloodstream. Fatty acid and monoglycerides are absorbed into absorptive cell, which is enterocyte of the small intestine. Next, inside the enterocyte, they are resynthesized into triglycerides. After that, triglycerides are then packaged into chylomicrons for the transport. Water-soluble vitamins are absorbed by simple diffusion or facilitated diffusion, while fat-soluble vitamins are absorbed along with dietary fat in the presence of micelles, is repelled by salt, and pancreatic lipase.
Vitamin B12 requires an intrinsic factor secreted by the gastric glands to be absorbed, and vitamin K is absorbed passively in the jejunum and ileum. Sodium, Chloride and potassium are absorbed through active transport, while calcium can be absorbed via active transport and passive diffusion but requires vitamin D. Iron is absorbed depending on body's need for it. Magnesium is absorbed through passive diffusion. And phosphate absorption is regulated by the vitamin D and parathyroid hormone.
Now, let's move on to the experiment of digestion. Objectives. Number 1. To demonstrate the action of bromelain on settings of gelatin. Number 2. To demonstrate the action of pancreatic amylase on fats. These are the materials that were used in experiment about digestive. Apple juice from fresh pineapple, meat tenderizer, gelatin, pancreatic extract, 0.01 NaOH, phenolphthalein, fish bile, pancreatic enzyme, zinc water, and ice.
Digestion of proteins, the action of bromelain on the setting of gelatin. This part of the experiment is designed to study how bromelain affects gelatin setting and protein breakdown, and to investigate whether there are strong correlations that suggest a relationship between temperature and the activity of the enzyme and its ability to break down gelatin. The conclusion or summary of why gelatin settled: bromelain altered the gelatin settling process. On test tube 1, the gelatin sank because it was just water and gelatin without the bromelain. However, on test tube 2, it was pineapple juice and gelatin, but it settled due to the temperature before adding the gelatin. This shows that the gelatin settling process can be affected by temperature. Take test tube 2 as an example. Digestion of fats, action of pancreatic lipase and bile. The purpose of this experiment is to understand the role of pancreatic lipase and bile in the digestion of fats. The experiment typically involves studying the effects of these substances on the digestion of fats in a controlled laboratory setting. Here's the table to show the results. All test tube contains 4 ml of sodium hydroxide to produce a permanent pink color.